after understanding the operative part of this 33.7, I must warn you that कुछ लोगों को थोड़ी बीमारी हो सकती है. So all the professional friends who are next to your client friends, please take care of them gently. Now there are few key changes made here, not just in the DCR part, but also the definition part. So here the basic change comes in the carpet area definition as well for the rehab area. So for the sale you have the radar carpet, but for the rehab, it is as per the MOFA almost the carpet area, but inclusive of the balcony, and it is applicable for rehab as well as the existing. So indirectly what is going to happen is for the existing area, it's going to be carpet area plus common carpet, which is the MADA certifying, plus the balcony area, and that is going to be the total carpet area. And this is going to increase the component that is going to the tenement, which is indirectly going to be reduced from the FSI 3. Here, in case you are providing extra area to rehab from your sale, then it will be a big conundrum as to how will the calculation of carpet area will be done, because you can't distinguish between radar and rehab within the same flat. The other key changes that have been made here is with a single plot, you have to give 5% extra area to the tenements, subject to the maximum limit of 120 square meters. Now, whenever you give this 5% extra area, even in 3 FSI schemes, that much extra built-up area can be added to the 3 FSI over and above. So it is not 3 plus 5% direct, but it is 3 plus the 5% of the additional area that you are giving to the tenements. Similarly, when you have 2 to 5 plots, it is 8% extra area to tenants, and 8% area will be added over and above to FSI 3. And when you have more than 5 plots, it will be 15% more, so 3 plus 15% of that extra built-up area only. The minimum carpet area is 27.88, plus yes, the 5% has been given, but the maximum limit has been increased from 70 square meters, which was earlier, to 120 square meters. So the incentive now will be available to almost above 120 square meters. There is a very important note mentioned here that if any tenement owns more than 120 square meters, he has to pay for the cost of construction, and it is shall, not can. So there are no options made. He has to pay for the cost of construction for the additional area which is going back to him. The MADA surplus, if any, can be given in the same ward or in the adjoining ward, so there are more options available now. Decessed buildings, that is buildings which are earlier cessed and now become decessed because of society formation, will get FSI of 2.5, not 3. And the benefit of 5, 18 and 15% is not given to this particular clause of regulation under 5C. All the eligible cessed and non-cessed tenements are going to be certified by MBRR board, and the consent has been reduced to 51%, which is also a good move, and you can propose 20% NR. Now it says that unauthorized construction shall not be permissible, yes, but non-tiling structures, since the city survey plans have not been updated post 67, there is a 2002 GR, and we are hoping that that will be continued. This is a comparison which I am going to show you in terms of 1991 DCR as well as 2034 DCR. Now what is going to happen in 2003 DCR is the MADA surplus also is getting reduced from 67 square meters to almost 76 square meters, whereas the sale FSI is also getting reduced by another 42 square meters. So all those guys who are doing individual plot redevelopment, they are going to see a reduction in the sale FSI to the extent of 3%. And apart from that, because this being a non-composite building, the premiums are going to be at 100%, which we'll see later. Why? But in case of amalgamation of plots, because of the 8% extra, there is going to be an increase in the sale. So it's going to make more sense now to amalgamate plots and then do the development, rather than depending on only single plot development. In case of incentive schemes, it is definitely wow for them, because there's going to be at least 16% to 19% increase. They're going to get incentive over the balcony as well as the 5% which is being added to the rehab component. So all the incentive schemes will be definitely happy, but the 3 FSI schemes, which is on single plots, are going to be really big sufferers in this case. This is a very important regulation. I think we all must pay, all those who are doing 33.7. The benefits of relaxation are given to the rehab building as same as 33.10, that is the 10% premium benefit. But this is not given to, and there is a certain clause which has made an exception, that 6.16. So 6.15 was also there up to 21st September. A lot of canvassing we had to do and it got deleted. That means in case of composite buildings, you will be given the benefit of 10% premium. But in case of sale and rehab being proposed separately, when the calculation of the composite building is done as per wing wise, then the sale building will entail a premium as per 100%. That means if today you are getting 30 lakhs, tomorrow you're going to get 3 crores. And this is going to be a huge, huge difference from the project viability for all those small plots and 3 FSI schemes, where not just the sale area is getting reduced, but the premiums are getting substantially increased. 33.7 can be combined with 33.12, 10, or even in case of PPL, and non-cessed up to the extent of 25% will get the same benefit as per FSI 3 or incentive, that is in case of 33.7. Now 14 was already discussed by our colleagues, where 5% amenity has to be left for plot more than 4,000 square meters, but in 33.7 there's a concession given that up to 35% you can relax the same. 19.2 up to 21st September 9 meter was deemed adequate, but for some reason from September to November they have made a certain changes where 9 meter road can construct up to 120 meters, and if you want to construct more than 120 meters you need minimum road width of 13 meters. Under 33.7 clause 21, it still mentions that 9 meter road is deemed adequate for height more than 32 meters. This has not been deleted, so there's a contradiction here which may need to be corrected. Open space, a lot of our friends keep asking, where will we get concessions up to 1.5 meters? Now we have to understand open space is in 2 different regulations. One is 41.5, which talks about the required open space for the particular project. So there, Honorable Municipal Commissioner has the power to relax. To what extent depends on his own prerogative. But under the 47A, there is no concessions to be given. That is, if your height is up to 30, there's no requirement. But from 30 to 70 meters, at least one side has to have 6 meter clear open space. And if you're going more than 70 meters, one side 9 meter open space on ground, and then minimum 6 meters above. In case of municipal tenanted properties, fortunately now there's an option given that the surplus area, that is existing plus incentive, beyond that, if there is any surplus area from 3 FSI, can be shared, as well as you can pay capitalized value and avail the FSI as per the policy of corporation. Provision of 5, 18 and 15% also is given to these tenements, but there is a clause that it has to be from different plots and different societies, which is a very rare in municipal tenanted properties. But if your tenement density is more than 650 per hectare, you'll get 70% incentive. Plus, normally we have seen that in tenanted properties, there's also a slum component out there. So now you can combine 33.7 and 33.10, and planning authority can be MCGM. Friends, here be careful that if you feel that you want to go to SRA because you're going to get some premium benefits, that is not the case. There is a clause added that the premiums shall be as per the respective regulations only. So irrespective of the planning authority, it makes no sense whether it is SRA or MCGM, you can continue your proposal. Very surprising, there is a clause in 17.3 where below that for municipal tenanted properties, if it was a non-buildable, then you have to leave 35 to 65%, but there was few clause for buildable reservations below. Now that has been deleted. One of the important ones out here which has been deleted is clause number 5, where it talked about the rehab and resettlement. Now, the DCR mentioned in earlier up to 21st September that rehab and settlement in case of municipal plots is actually the existing tenants will be considered towards that. Now what is going to happen that whether plots reserved or unreserved, 25% municipal housing has to be provided. And if the plot shows reservation of R&R 2.1, then there may be possibility that you may be insisted on additional built-up area also to be provided under AR policy, which is the only other way to develop it. So I think there's some correction possibly required out here to clarify that. In case of cess buildings, if there is a reservation, if the land component is equivalent to zonal FSI, the reservation stands to be deleted. Whereas beyond that zonal FSI, it will be as per the 17.1. 33.7a, this is also another interesting addition that has been made. This is for tenanted properties in Mumbai city, whether suburbs or city. This is not an FSI 3 scheme. In all other aspects, it is very close to 33.7. You get 5, 18 and 15% and 50, 60, 70% incentive. Everything else almost the same. Apart from that, there is a time frame added that you have to start within 1 year of construction from demolition, and within 5 years you have to finish. But there's no penalty clause out here to check that. Corpus consent is again 51%, and even here, if the rehab plus incentive is less than regulation 30, then you can avail additional FSI as per regulation 30. 33.7b. Now this, you have to be careful that the FSI is as per road width only. The total possible SFI is as per road width, that is regulation 30, which Manoj Bhai explained. But within the road width FSI, 15% of existing built-up area or 10 square meter per tenement can be availed free, and that is like a cost discount to you, where you don't have to purchase that much FSI. Otherwise, it remains everything within the limit. The second change is the staircase, lift and lift lobby if earlier were approved free of FSI by charging premium, then for that much area of the staircase lobby, there will be no premium. And if it was counted in FSI, you will get incentive on top of that also. Fungible and existing is free. Thank you.